Hey, what's up? I'm Chris Boniface, and today I'm going to teach you how to lose weight while drinking beer. Make sure you watch the whole video because I have a nice surprise for you at the end. Alright, so first of all, I'm just going to tell you, if you really want to lose weight, you shouldn't be drinking beer at all. But if you're like me and love beer, you have to do certain things in order to lose weight. I highly recommend that you don't drink any alcohol for a month or more, depending on how much weight you're trying to lose. What I started doing recently is taking a month break from drinking within a year. You can focus on losing weight and detoxifying your body. Now, I'm going to tell you the 7 things you have to do in order to lose weight while drinking beer. Number 1, intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern between the times you eat and the times you fast. The most popular time frame is the 16 and the 8. The 16 and 8 means you fast for 16 hours, meaning you can't eat anything within those 16 hours. And the 8 means that you can eat within that 8-hour window. If you work or something else prevents you from getting the 16, at least try to make it to 14 hours of fasting. I'm going to talk to you about insulin real quick. This is very important, so pay attention. You don't have to know what insulin is, you just have to know how it affects your body. Every time you eat, your body secretes insulin. So if you have a lot of insulin in your body, it's a lot harder to lose weight. Contrary to that, if your insulin levels are low, it makes losing weight a lot easier. So let's get back into the fasting. I know that there's a lot of people that eat the traditional breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but I don't recommend that. First of all, if you're trying to lose weight, you shouldn't eat breakfast. I just want to let you know that we're working on a 24-hour clock, and calling something breakfast, lunch, and dinner is irrelevant. Some people work overnight, so our schedules are going to be a little different sometimes. Just try to not eat within the first 3 or 4 hours of waking up. The longer you go without eating after you wake up, the better. I'll just give you an example. The way I do it is I'll eat between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. and then I'll eat my last meal between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. and I'll only eat twice a day to lower my insulin levels. You can eat 3 times per day, but eventually you want to aim to only eating twice per day. During a fast, the only things you should drink are water, coffee, and tea, without cream or sugar, of course. That's not going to break a fast. If you want to add a sweetener, you can use stevia. It's a natural sweetener with 0 calories. It doesn't taste like sugar, but it's really not that bad. Alright, I know what you're thinking. Chris, you telling me I have to stop drinking at 7 o'clock at night? Technically, yes, but through my own experiences, I'll probably have to say no. Or maybe. The key thing here is to not to eat anything after you had your last meal when you're drinking. And when you're drinking, try not to eat anything after 8 p.m. Number 2, do a keto or low carb diet. With a ketogenic diet, your body has to go into ketosis in order for you to reap the benefits for you to burn fat. So you don't necessarily have to go on a full keto diet since you're already doing the intermittent fasting. But you do need to cut your carbs down a lot. Try to stay away from all breads and pastas as much as possible. Only eat that about once or twice a week. Number 3, keep up with your daily caloric intake. What you need to start doing is looking at the nutritional facts of everything you eat. Even the produce and meat, you can look that up online. The way to determine how many calories you're supposed to be taking in on a daily basis is to type in calorie calculator into Google. If you type in your information into the calculator and it tells you 2,000 calories, you will not gain any weight if you eat less calories than that number. Just to remind you that liquid calories count too. And guess what? Beer has calories. To find out how many calories of whatever beer you're drinking, just look it up online. Number 4, sugar. This is the number 1 culprit that's keeping you from losing weight. It's imperative that you limit your sugar consumption. And you want to try to avoid the big ones like the candy, the desserts, soft drinks, the fruit juices. You think orange juice and apple juice are healthy? They're not. They have almost the same amount of sugar that are found in soft drinks. You want to eat actual fruit, but not too much. They still have sugar in them. If you have to get your sugar fix in, just try to only do it once a week. There are 2 things that I want you to almost completely remove from your diet. I'm talking about only 4 or 5 times a year, and that is ice cream. You can forget about ice cream. Forget about it. And soft drinks. Beer is actually better for you than soft drink. So if you're craving a Coke, just drink a beer. There are some candy and desserts that have lower grams of sugar. Off the top of my head, Tootsie Pops, which have about 7 grams per sugar, and fruit snacks, which has about 11 grams of sugar. Find the ones that have under 15 grams of sugar. You really want to try to avoid sugar as much as possible because the longer you go without sugar, the less you crave it. Number 5, eat clean. Avoid junk food, fried food, and fast food, as much as you can. You should eat clean for at least 4 to 6 days per week. But I got some good news. You can eat whatever you want for a meal 1 day a week. It's not a cheat day, it's a cheat meal. That's a huge difference. And once you get down to your ideal weight, you can have 2 cheat meals per week. But if you're gonna do that, don't eat like a burger on one day and pizza on another day. You can eat like a burger and fries one day, and another day eat from like a sandwich or a burrito place without any fried food. Try not to overdo it all the time on your cheat meals. For any long-term weight loss success, cheat meals are mandatory. You're just gonna have to trust me on that. Another key thing is try to limit your foods that are genetically modified organisms, aka GMO. GMO is in almost every place you eat out, and it has to be that way because there's a lot of people to feed in America. That's why it's so important to cook your own food most of the time. At the grocery store, you need to buy organic or grass-fed meat. And one last thing, don't eat too much dairy, especially if you have allergies. Number 6, vitamins and minerals. Supplements are good for your overall health and well-being. There are some that can help you lose weight, like plant-based protein powders, MCT oil, coconut oil, and apple cider vinegar. There's also supplements that can help you go to sleep, like valerian root, melatonin, and lavender oil. So if you're one of those that drinks alcohol that helps you go to sleep, you can use one of these to help you go to sleep the nights you're not drinking. But don't use sleep aids all the time because you want to get to where your body sleeps naturally. My strong suggestion is to stay away from pharmaceuticals. There's some cases when you really need pharmaceuticals, but don't take them if you just have a headache. The reason why you probably have a headache or migraine is most likely from taking pharmaceuticals. So next time you have a headache, just toughen it out. And eventually over time, you probably won't get that many headaches. I don't take pharmaceuticals unless I have to, and I can't even remember the last time I had a headache. And with most common colds, just take vitamin C. You should be taking 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C almost every day. And when you get sick, you can take 2,000 milligrams. Number 7, exercise. There's no way around it. You have to exercise at least 3 to 5 days per week. If you don't like to run, you could get on an elliptical or exercise bike for 15 to 20 minutes, or you can walk at a good pace for 1 to 2 miles. If you want to get stronger in a gym or do some exercises from home that improves your flexibility, check out the link below. If you enjoyed this video, you can click the like button if you want, no pressure. Alright, I told you I was going to have a little surprise for you at the end. It's really not much, but I'm going to demonstrate how to chug a beer because some of you are not that good at it. So right here I have Rodeo Clown. It's from a brewery from Houston, Texas called Carbot, and then it's a double IPA, and it has 9.5% alcohol by volume in there. And that's a pretty strong beer to chug. You want to probably stick to a light beer which has about 4.2% alcohol by volume. Alright, I don't want to chug any light beer on camera, so I'm just going to do this. Alright, let's get to it. You're going to want to use a pint glass or a mug, and when you pour, you don't want to pour too fast, not too slow. Key thing about chugging is you want to breathe through your nose and open your throat. Cheers. And that's it.